pa kita natin tayo iba, at kahit pa hindi mapigil sa mundo, at sa umagang darating lahat ay aking kakayanin. Huwag mong iisipin ang mga harang sa atin at ang ihip ng hangin ay darating. Lagi tigil at ang lahat ay maglaho, dahil kailangan ka, kailangan pa kita natin tayo iba, at kahit pa hindi mapigil sa mundo, at sa umagang darating lahat ay aking kakayanin. At kahit pa ikaw lang yan, kahit pa ikaw lang. Pangakong di pababayaan. Ako'y nandyan lamang, nababalot. Di kita iiwanan, pangakong di pababayaan. Ako'y nandyan lamang, nababalot. Di kita iiwanan, pangakong di pababayaan. Ako'y nandyan lamang, nababalot.
Posible kayang labanan ang agos ng paghamon, mabuwal at madapaman, sabay tayong aahon. Posible kayang maburang alinlangan sa sarili, ang tapang sa loob makikita, taglay mo ang dugong bayani. Sulong laban, huwag uurong. Pakinggan sa iyong puso ang sigaw na dati bulong. Sulong laban, huwag uurong. Pakinggan sa iyong puso ang sigaw na dati bulong. Posible. Posible kayang matikman tamis ng gintong minimithi, sa kagat ng bawat laban magtatagumpay kang muli. Sulong laban, huwag uurong. Pakinggan sa iyong puso ang sigaw na dati bulong. Posible. Sulong laban, huwag uurong. Pakinggan sa iyong puso ang sigaw na dati bulong. Posible. Pakinggan sa iyong puso ang sigaw na dati bulong. Posible. Sulong laban, Pilipino. Pakinggan sa iyong puso ang sigaw na dati bulong. Posible. Posible. Posible.
Good day, everyone. My name is Coach Vic, and I am from RoundNet Philippines. And in behalf of our organization, we would like to show our gratitude to everyone who's been part of our growing community. I am very excited to announce that today we give you 10% off when you visit spikeball.com website today. So go and visit the website, select your items to add to your cart, your sets, balls, shirts, merchandise, and many more. So don't forget to type in the promo code Coach Vic when you check out. So again, what are you waiting for? Go to spikeball.com today, get your set, and enjoy a 10% discount. So hope to play with you soon. Join the movement and spike on.
Join the movement and spike on!
All right. Whew! Another Saturday na naman, mga kaibigan, mga kasama sa field of physical education. And before I begin, our episode for this afternoon, I just want to thank everyone who is here in Zoom conference room, and of course, for those who are with us via YouTube. Maraming salamat sa pagsama sa inyong, of course, Saturday tambayan, ang onefisted.ph. And medyo challenging ang ating Saturday ngayon on the end of Coach JR. You know why? Because of course, si Coach JR ang lahat muna ngayon, ang technical, ang lahat magpapatakbo ng programa natin. But I'm very positive. I'm very happy pa din and very excited because I know that despite ng ating mga busy schedule, may makakasama ako today, and that's of course kayo mga nandyan dito sa Zoom conference room, at the same time yung mga kasama natin dyan sa YouTube. Therefore, itong topic that we're gonna have for this afternoon is something that can help tayo mga PE teachers. And yes, I'll be honest that this is a recorded session, but this is one of the best topics presented during the last conference. So ayan, and hoping as we begin our session for this afternoon ay ma-invite natin yung ating mga kasama sa department, mga PE teachers, mga MAPE teachers, yung mga estudyante natin kung college professors, yung ating mga estudyante taking BPED, and of course yung mga friends din natin or other teachers sa ibang subjects na pwedeng maging benefit itong topic na ipepresent, titled Tech Bites with Hef. Makikilala natin siya mamayang hapon. That's why Of course, ang hinihiling ko sa bawat isa is full cooperation and understanding because syempre may ina-accept din ako ng mga pumapasok sa Zoom, no? Therefore, pag may mga onting mga pause si Coach JR, pagbigyan niya na. But still, excited ako dahil meron na naman tayo matututunan for this afternoon. So let's begin another great and exciting afternoon for the Philippine physical education community. This is your Saturday continuing professional development partner, OneFizEd.ph. Let me introduce myself. I'm Coach JR Biturbo, Program Director and Founder of OneFizEd.ph. And welcome here in our International Phys Ed Teacher Webinar Series with the team Creating Meaningful Physical Education Learning Experience in the New Normal. No, alam ko mga kapwa ko, mga fellow teachers, for the past years, we experience a lot, you discover a lot, and you can't imagine that those things that you've done na ngayon, nagdaang academic year, ay nagawa ninyo. No? Masasabi din natin that the pandemic is really a blessing. Sometimes nga, di ba? When there's uncertainty, doon natin mas kailangan ma-enhance yung ating sarili natin to go out of our comfort zone. And that's good kasi may na-discover ka, may nalaman ka sa sarili mo. At hopefully for the topic we have this afternoon will be a big blessing and help sa inyo. But before we begin, let me just offer a short prayer as we have our simple or humble program for this afternoon. Join me. Let's all remember that we're in the most holy presence of God. Dear Lord, thank you for another Saturday you've given to OneFizEd.ph. Thank you for the teachers and thank you for the coaches and as well as those who are future physical education teachers that nakikita namin, Lord, na talagang they are here every Saturday. There's one goal that we want here and that's to learn and to use these things that we learn inside the classroom or for possible use in the near future. That's why, Lord, although our resource speaker for this afternoon is not here with us, I hope that the recorded session na i-offer niya sa amin will be a blessing to all our fellow PE teachers. That's why, Lord, also we would like you to bless the people who will be watching the episode today for them to get inspiration and for them to discover more about themselves. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, no? Salamat sa Diyos dahil we are always blessed here in OneFizEd.ph, no? Imagine niyo nga, sabi ko nga lagi sa ating episode, imagine 1 year, right? 1 year, more than a year that we're doing this kind of work is, something talaga na we should always be thankful, no? Kasi hindi naman natin masasabi na palagi, no, na maganda ang internet, ang weather ay okay, and so on. But still, we are blessed dahil napagbibigyan tayo na makapag-serve sa ating mga kapwa teacher. And yun nga yung sinasabi natin, alam natin, di ba? Na kapag we are doing such thing, no, for the community, no, para sa ating mga kasama sa kabaro, no, sa PE, no, and nabibless tayo. Kaya, the work of OneFizEd.ph is also an inspiration para sa aming mga admin dito sa OneFizEd.ph para ipagpatuloy. And we're thankful for all the connections, partnerships, integrations, and opportunity to, have connection, with different national and international organizations. Kaya super thankful si Coach JR Jan. And because it will not happen without the continuous support, of course, of our wait. Yan si Coach Vic nag-play ulit yan. Without the support of everyone, no? So yan. Ayan, tinitingnan ko lang kasi if nakikita nyo ako. So hopefully nandiyan ako sa YouTube nakikita. But let's proceed, no? Some of the important announcement we have for this afternoon. Number 1 is that I am humbled and of course extremely excited because this coming December 4, 11, and 18, we're gonna have our first International Physical Education Conference 2021, and we're not just preparing a conference, but we are assuring the community that we are preparing a conference that will be really beneficial for the current situation of our profession. That's why the team is now and beyond. We want you to jump into where we are now as physical education teachers and where are we heading in the near future. 'Di ba? Kasi 21st century na tayo. Therefore, we know how fast, how dynamic no, the approaches, the pedagogy, the management of classes, no, there's a lot of things that we need to understand. And baka syempre hindi na natin maiwanan tayo, no? Baka maiwanan tayo if we're not gonna be knowledgeable on where we should be as physical education teachers. Most likely ngayon pandemic, 'di ba? Ang daming nangyayari. And napakalaki ng role natin ngayon at after ng pandemic para sa kalusugan, fitness, wellness ng ating mga susunod na generation. Kaya we are inviting you. Mark the calendar, December 4, 11, 18, right? That will be our conference. And later, bago tayo matapos, I'll be sharing to you the program flow of the conference so you know how meaningful and how this will be useful to you. All right? Sige, and aside from that, of course, no, marami sa ating mga fellow PE teachers, you're creating papers, right? You're creating your research, no? Case study, or let's say meron tayo mga action research, no? Yung uso ngayon, no? Sayang naman, 'di ba? Isa 'yan sa laman ng ating conference. Usually kasi, 'di ba, why do we conduct research? Most of the time because we want to graduate sa graduate school, right? Makakuha na. But the December 2nd date topics will be dealing about why we no, hindi lang kami, we as a community should embrace a research culture, how it will make a significant impact sa ating mga fellow PE, sa ating mga estudyante, no, at sa ating profession. And isa pa, hindi lang yun. Syempre, alam mo, malalaman nyo din, sayang naman, nagawa mo na yung paper mo, nagawa mo na yung research mo, why don't you present that? Dapat na ipe-present at the same time ay ma-publish, di ba? Kasi minsan nawawala yung research, natapos, i-conduct lang, na-present sa school, sana mas maraming mga tao ang makaalam yan. And yung process to publish that, isa rin yan sa mga topic natin sa conference. Kaya, if you have a paper there, i-share mo na yan sa ating conference. Meron tayong paper presentation and i-review yan ng ating mga advisors para, of course, ma-present during the conference. And of course, no, allow me, shout out, no, to Professor Neil, right? Professor Neil, magandang hapon. One of our advisors dito sa OnePhysEd.ph, very young, no? And talaga nga namang napakasipag din, no? Helping in a lot of ways to develop Philippine sports, no? And he's here with us. Professor Neil is our sports science advisor. Magandang hapon sa iyo, Professor Neil. Alright, dami ko na namang sinabi. Hopefully, hindi kayo nawawala dyan sa YouTube. And of course, no, sana kayo ay naka-tune in pa rin. Pero syempre, hindi mawawala ang ating regular na pagbate. Number one, I would like to greet ang number one sa ating Zoom conference room ngayong araw na to. Magandang hapon, no? Miss Levate Soleta, no? Magandang hapon na maaga ang iyong pagdalo. And of course, napakarami din po na mga pumapasok pa at uma-attend. Of course, no, yung mga kaibigan natin, si Sir Carlito. Salute, no? Sir Paul, nandito ka na naman. Sir John Michael, hello ma, magandang hapon. Sir Nino, we also have Miss Julian Alamilo, Russell Tropa, our new member, magandang hapon sir. And of course, ang ating kaibigan from Catanduanes, hindi talaga nagpapahuli, nalungkot siya last Saturday, wala siya sa ating episode. Si Sir Mark Dalipe, congratulations, I believe na you received an award recently. Yan, marami pa po tayo dito. Sir Carlo Romion, Miss Leomi, and ito si Miss Shidel Joan San Diego. Magandang hapon sa inyo. And hoping na kayo po ay okay dyan sa inyong mga lugar. And also from YouTube, batiin na rin natin ang unang-unang bumati na nandito, si Miss Alona Denise Villalobos. BPED, no, 4th year student siya, and nakikita ko na that she's always watching, and hopefully the topics that you're learning in OnePhysEd.ph will be one way or another can help you. And yan, marami tayo dito na bumabate. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Ito rin yung ating mga taga St. Vincent College of Cabuyao City, Laguna, no, especially Jovan Inostro. Magandang hapon sa iyo. And meron din tayo from Tarlac, no, from School Division Office, Tarlac Province, San Jose National High School, Herona, Tarlac. Mr. Alvin Salmazan. Magandang hapon po sa inyo. And meron din tayo, ito, dito, kasiti ko. Si Miss Felizmer Alipio from Muntinlupa City. Yes, I'm from Muntinlupa also. And ito din from Southern Luzon State University, Lucban, Quezon. Good afternoon, Darine J. Magaya. And of course, no, kung meron pa po tayong mga kaibigan, mga co-teachers na pwede nating imbitahan at sendan ng ating link for this afternoon to YouTube, feel free po at habang nandito po tayo live, mas maganda yan na sama-sama tayo sa episode natin for this afternoon. And of course, mabilisan na lang po, super thank you sa ating hindi nagsasawang pagsuporta, of course, ng NutraBud, no? Until now, I'm using yung NutraBud na binigay nila, and I think nakakatulong siya, lalo na ngayon, super pagod, super daming mga paperworks na ginagawa as an administrator sa school, no? It helps me, no, na kahit paano makabawi sa mga, of course, mga kailangan nating mga nutrients, supplement na mga kailangan ng ating katawan, lalo na minsan talaga napupuyat. So bigay ko na lang yung mga benefits niya, no? NutraBud serves as immunity booster, antiviral, antimicrobial, gives energy, heart support, brain protection, bone health, diabetes prevention, prevent arthritic condition, kidney health promotion, fat burning, and gut health. Imagine harnessing all these benefits by taking one soft gel capsule daily. Kaya naman po, if you want to purchase NutraBud, no, you just type NutraFed, NutraPhed, so that you can avail the 10% discount via Shopee. Alright, sa Shopee po nila binibigay yung ano na yan, yung 10% discount given by NutraBud. Kaya naman po, super duper thank you NutraBud. And hopefully, kayo rin po ay mag-purchase at gamitin ang NutraBud. You may share also your story. I think in the conference, invitahan din natin si NutraBud na magbigay na mag-conduct ng games, sponsor ng games, and they might be giving prizes. All right, so hindi ko napapatagalin simply because our episode this time this is not just a webinar, but she's trying also to teach something. I know technology integration is, there is a dramatic leap. Yun nga yung tinatawag ko lagi, no? How yung leap natin, pagtalon natin from the old to the new normal, no? I know that all of us made to manage the best that we can to adapt to the changes, but hopefully the topic that will be presented by our speaker, no, for this resource speaker for this episode will be beneficial. That's why I have some reminders. Kasi for sure, you will get something na pwede nyong gamitin sa inyong klase. Therefore, I want you to get a piece of paper na rin or yung important notebook nyo, and sana magsulat kayo kasi ang dami niya, bigla-biglang may ibibigay siya ng mga tech tools, no? Easy to use, free, na pwede ninyong gamitin. May mga paid, yes, I will not, I want to be honest, may mga paid. At meron din mga free, kaya sana sulat natin para may notes tayo for this episode given by Miss Lynn Heffley. In the video, she will be introduced, but just try to, if I'm not mistaken, the time difference is around 16 hours or 12 hours, 12 to 16 hours. Not sure kung North Carolina siya, but it's that's the time difference sa Philippines. Therefore, hopefully lahat po tayo, as we witness the topic that will be presented by our resource speaker, can get something from this. All right, so let's have this now. Lynn Heffley is the Shape America Eastern District 2017 Elementary Teacher of the Year and NYS AHPERD 2015 Elementary Physical Education Teacher of the Year. Lynn is retired from teaching in the Huntington Union Free School District in Huntington, New York. Lynn holds a Bachelor of Science in Physical Education and a Master of Science in Movement Science with a concentration in biomechanics. Lean is the founder and president of Literature Enhanced Physical Education, LEPE Incorporated, and she is an open physed national trainer and manages the Physically Educated family of Facebook. Her YouTube channel features Brain Bites, Animotions, HPE with Health, and Tech Bites with Health videos for quality physical education. I will not take this long, so let's all welcome all the way from North Carolina, Miss Lynn Heflin.
Okay. All right. Here's my information here. I am, this is my Gmail, my Twitter account, my YouTube account, and my website. I will show the screen at the end again so that you can write it down or take a screenshot at the end. Okay. Why isn't this going? So why technology? Technology can make things easier for us, but in physical education, we really want to make sure, especially now, that we're making or choosing technology that is engaging. What I'm hearing from teachers that are teaching virtually is that they're having a hard time getting children engaged. So when we look at technology today in this setting, in this presentation, I really want to focus on ideas that are going to engage children. Secondly, I'm really happy that I heard you talking about quality physical education being more than just teaching children how to stay active. Making our technology choices educational and motivational so that children are learning what it is, not just doing activities at home in front of a screen. And then making connections, like Mike was talking about earlier. How are we going to make connections in this virtual world? So that's what we're going to do in this tech session today. The first thing you need to do, cautions, and I'm going to give them to you now so that I don't forget them later on, is you need to test out any technology that you make before you push it out to your students. And it's important that if you're developing it at home, that you also try it out at school. Because a lot of what we are going to be doing, you might have firewalls in your school technology systems, platforms, that might prevent some of what you put into your technology to get through to your students. Check to make sure that the technology you're using is free, whether only parts of it are free. If it has advertisements, are those advertisements appropriate for children, or how you can get around having advertisements posted at all. All right, so next, this is what I'm going to be working off. It's called a Symbaloo, and essentially what a Symbaloo is it is going to take all your bookmarks and put them into a visual format, all right? So this, when I send you this PowerPoint at the end in a PDF format, you'll be able to click on this link and you'll have all of these technology tools that I'm going to go over today at your fingertips. Now, I don't know that we'll get to all of these, but it's possible we might, who knows? So let's take a look. I'm going to share a different screen, and let's take a look at what that looks like. So we're going to go to, I can find which one I want to go to, this one here. I'm going to share the screen, and we're going to go up here. So this is the Symbaloo, and the way it works is when you put your cursor over one of these, see where my cursor is there, it says add new tile here. And when I click on that, it's going to give me the opportunity to put a new link into here. So all I have to do is put the link there. And once I put the link there, that box will end up being filled with whatever website I put there. Okay? So we're going to try to go through most of these today. All right, let's head on back. And we're going to share a new spot. We're going to go here. All right. So if you've been doing technology with your students virtually, you've probably seen a lot of this or that or would you rather kind of videos. And I'm going to show you a couple of these that you can use in your classroom and where to find them. And that's what we're going to do pretty much throughout this session is I'm going to show you a piece of technology. I'm going to show you where you can find it on the internet. And then I'm going to show you how simple it is for you to make your own. All right. So to make a this or that, all we're going to need to do is use PowerPoint. We're going to use a website called Unscreen. Then we're going to use Pixabay and EasyGIF. Okay. But first, before we do that, let's take a look at some of these this or that's. This channel here that you're seeing now is the YouTube channel that I created with my students when I was teaching kindergarten to 4th grade. 3rd grade was this one. So this is our school website that we created. And these are physical snacks that we made with a green screen as instant activities. So students would come into the gymnasium and they would do an instant activity. And we created these using a green screen. Here is a this or that that we created as an assessment. So as you can see here, when the students would walk into the gymnasium, they would look on the smartboard and they would see the question, what component of health-related fitness will these children need to run around the world? And on the left-hand side, it says if cardiovascular is the answer, then the child would do jumping jacks. And if the answer is muscular strength, then they would jump side to side. These are my students. So when we look at making content, technology content that's engaging, motivating, and makes connections with students, this is what one way that you can do it. It's by putting them into the technology and creating the technology with them. Here's another, so that's an example of how you would combine knowledge, a cognitive concept, with a physical activity. This one activity I made just this past week because it is Thanksgiving next week. So teachers were looking for a piece of technology for Thanksgiving. So this is a would you rather activity.
How the muscle is moving. I'm thankful for the trapezius muscle because it elevates, lowers, and retracts the scapula. Would you rather use your trapezius to shrug or shoulder pop?
So the students for the next 20 seconds would do that activity with the idea that if they did it for 20 seconds, they're going to start feeling that trapezius muscle. So it's a physical activity with a cognitive concept and hopefully in a manner.
I'm thankful for the triceps muscles because they extend the elbow.
In a manner that is motivating to the students.
Would you rather use your triceps to shoot a basketball or throw a dart?
You get the idea. So that's two different ways that you might create a meaningful meaningful this or that. So now we're going to create our own. It's really super simple. So I'm going to start I'm going to head over, make a new share. We're going to go to a PowerPoint now. And we're going to create our own this or that here. So the first thing you do is you're going to insert our question. We're going to insert what component of fitness will I need to run to the Philippines? Okay, so we're going to do just like the one I showed you. The first thing I need is I'm going to insert the question. Now I'm going to record a video. I took the liberty of recording and I can't share that with you, I don't think. All right, let's go back where we were. I'm sorry, hang in there. So I took the liberty of taking a video of myself yesterday running. So now what I want to do is I want to take that video and I'm going to upload it to this site called Unscreen. So I'm going to click on upload the clip and it's going to take me to my files. I'm going to go to my desktop here and I'm going to scroll through, and I took this picture of myself running right here. And if you can see that small picture, notice that I dressed in black and I'm standing against a white wall. If you can make yourself stand out from the background as much as possible, this app will work better. So I'm going to upload it. Oops. And what this app does is it takes out the background. So you can see very quickly that now I'm on a transparent background. So instead of having to put up a green screen and take the picture or whatnot, it works very simple as long as it's only a 5-second video. So for a larger one, anything longer than about 5 seconds you would have to pay for, or you might as well just use a green screen. And I'll show you how to do that later. So then you download that, and now you can put that into your PowerPoint. So let's do that. Here we are back on here. I go to insert. Now, anytime you turn something into a GIF, it inserts as a picture. And you'll see here that it came in as a run and it says unscreen. So I insert it and there I am. All right, I'm going to resize myself a little bit. That's going to be me running. I'm going to insert 2 more that I did for our this or that, a lunge. And I'm going to insert a squat. Is that the right one? Did I get? Hang on. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at another website called Pixabay. So Pixabay.com is a free picture resource. Everything that you find on here you can use for free, even if it's commercial. The first thing I want to show you is over here where it says videos. If you click on that, you'll see that it says images, photos, vector graphics, illustrations, or videos. If you click on vector graphics, any of these things, when you download them, they won't have a background. But what I want for this is a video. So I'm going to choose a video of the world to put in my background. All right. And I have already done that. And just like the other site, all you have to do is click on it, you download it for free, and it goes into your files. So let's head back to our PowerPoint presentation. And we're going to insert that Earth. And I'm going to put it behind. I'll send it backward. And so now I have myself right there so that when that video starts, I'll be running across the screen. I don't know why these aren't working. Okay, so slideshow. Okay, so there you see squats and lunges, and there I am running across the screen. All I need to do now is to insert the shape, put a little thing here that says what the answer is, and then the students will choose their answer. Now, if you wanted to make a whole movie of them so that you could push it out so that there are a lot of different questions, you would just, like I did here, have one slide, then the next slide. And in between those, you would transition, put a transition, and over on the side here, click after 10 seconds so that it would go to the next slide every 10 seconds. Now, here's one of the most useful things that I have ever learned in technology if you like to use PowerPoint. And that's is I would save this, you know, as a regular PowerPoint here. But then I'd come back and save as the second time. And the second time I save it, I'm going to click on here where it says PowerPoint presentation. And now I'm going to save it as an MPG-4 video. When you save something as this as an MP4, it becomes a movie instead of a PowerPoint. Now I can upload this to YouTube. So, and then you could insert it into a Google Slides presentation. It acts just like a video now, and it's not a PowerPoint anymore. So I use PowerPoint to make pretty much all my videos. All right, so there you have such an easy piece of technology that students love to do. You can find it on my site, you can find some on my school site, and you can make your own. All righty, we're gonna head back to our PowerPoint. I think we're down here somewhere. All right. The next thing we're going to talk about are ebooks. Now, as you saw in the beginning, I teach, I'm the president of Literature Enhanced Physical Education. I'm the only person in Literature Enhanced Physical Education. About 10 years ago, 2010, I started my own publishing company. And what I do is I start with a physical education unit, and I write out my lessons, and then I write a fictional story to introduce those lessons. When I introduce the lessons, I read story. And then after we read the story, the students are acting out the story through my lessons. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read you one of those stories. I'm going to show you where you can get my stories, and then I'm going to show you how to make your own stories. Okay, so here, that's not it. Hang on. I'm lost. Got to figure out how to bring up my screen share.
Literature Enhanced
Hang on,
Physical
I
Education
understand that you're not seeing this.
presents
Okay, here we go.
Swish. Produced by Lynn Heffley. Swish. Written.
Hang on, I'm going to restart it because I see that.
Hey, watch out for my stitches, cried the baseball. Get your mitt off me, said the football to the baseball glove. Stop cutting, the soccer ball yelled at the ice skates. I just sit back and take it all in. I don't know why they're all trying to get to the front of the closet. After all, today is opening day of basketball season. Kaysen has never played with anyone else on this day but me. Swish. Suddenly, the basement light goes on and everyone freezes. The door to the equipment room opens, and sure enough, all the balls, pucks, sticks, and pads are tossed to the side as Kaysen makes his way to me, his prized possession. Spinning me on his finger, we climb the stairs and stand in front of the TV for tip-off. Kaysen never takes his eyes off the screen as he dribbles me left, right, back and forth. His fingers are so gentle on my leather. I bounce up to his hand and get pushed away over and over again. Next, we move to the couch and spend the second half practicing crossovers and inside-out moves as Kaysen cheers on his favorite team. Not once does he have to look at me. It's like he has me on a string. With a minute left in the game, we stand in front of the TV as though we're part of the game. Kaysen dribbles through his legs and around his back just like a pro. He fakes left at Luke the lampshade and lays it in the hoop, and the game is over. Now it's time to head outside for the post-game practice. You wouldn't believe how many great players there are in our neighborhood. Kaysen dribbles down the sidewalk and uses his crossover to get past Haas, the fire hydrant. We come to a jump stop and pivot to keep the ball away from Dan the Man mailbox. We fake a pass to JB the oak tree before bounce passing to G Money the garage door. G Money passes to King Kev the car bumper. The King dishes it back, and Kaysen catches the ball in the triple threat position right in front of Stevie the streetlight. Stevie tries for the steal, so Kaysen dribbles and uses his inside-out move to get to the hoop. Kaysen has such a beautiful shot. I rest comfortably on the pads of his fingers. He guides me with his other hand so I don't fall off. I hear him talking to himself as he goes through the rhythm of his shot. Balance, knees bent, feet apart. Elbow in, make the letter L. Eyes on target, follow through, elbow high, and wait.
So I didn't read the whole story. I'm going to take you where you can get that. And I want you to know that, here, I'm going to take you there. Oh, I forgot to do this. I'll have to take you back there in a second. All right, so this is my Teacher Pay Teacher site. And teacher, if you haven't been to this site before, teachers post all kinds of work there and they sell them and they give a lot of things away for free. I have some free products on my site. This page here, the third page on in my store, shows all the stories that I've written. I have Bugs and Bubbles, Bugs, Flowers, and Berries, which teaches racket skills. Bugs and Bubbles, that teaches volleying. Hamburger Hockey teaches hockey skills. Serial Soccer teaches soccer skills. PE Under the Sea is about, has some yoga and underhand rolling. Swish for basketball skills. Widget's batting lesson is for batting off a tee. And Zinni's driving school is for spatial awareness and locomotor skills. The ones I just showed you are in PDF format. And then these books down here, the ones that look like the book I was showing, these are the ebooks. All of these stories come with 3 to 5 lesson plans, rubrics for assessment, and other things like academic vocabulary or ways to use math. Now, next week, I think next Friday, which I don't know if you have it in the Philippines, but we have something called Black Friday, and then we have Cyber Monday. And so this book here, Swish, I'm going to change that price to free. So if you come back to this site on next Friday or next week from Monday, instead of paying $10, you'll get to see how the story ends, and you'll get to get the lesson plans that go along with it. Okay, so you'll get all that for free. If you go to the first couple of pages of my store, you'll see that I have other free resources as well. Okay, so all of these things at the beginning. This one here, Critter the Flea, is an ebook that I'm going to show you how to make on your own right now. Okay, so all of these ones in the beginning are free. So even if you don't want to purchase anything, you can come back and every once in a while and check out for the free resources. All right, so now we're going to head back. Let me share.
Goodbye.
Let's escape. Oops. One second, sorry. I clicked out of my screen share. Head back here. All right, so now you're going to make your own. And the way you make it is we're going to use a PowerPoint to make it. New share. We're heading to this PowerPoint. So you're going to insert a picture of a book. You're going to center it. You're going to set a page curl transition. Insert your illustrations and your animations. Insert audio and save as a PowerPoint show. So let's do that now. So I'm going to insert. I'm going to go to insert, and this time instead of going to Pixabay, I'm going to go to online pictures. And I'm just going to type into the search bar book, and I'm going to put vector because I want a book that doesn't have a background. So you'll see when it comes up, they'll come up like illustrations. And when they come up like this, then you can choose any one of these that you feel like might work as a book. All right. I already took the liberty of putting one into my PowerPoint. So you would just choose one of those and download it, okay? So when you download it, you're gonna center it into the center of your page. And that's important because when you set your transition, if it's not in the center of the page, it won't look like the book is turning, right? Now, what I need to do is I'm gonna go to transitions up at the top, and I'm going to look for the transition. See all these transitions here? And I'm going to look for the one that says page curl. And what that does is it makes the whole side of your PowerPoint look like it's flipping over and that you're turning the page. Like you think that these ebooks are so hard to make, but this simple thing just makes it look like you're making a book for your students. Then what you do is simply start adding things. And here's two things you can add. One is a Bitmoji, and the other is an animation. I don't know why it's not animating. The first thing I want to show you is how to get a Bitmoji. And actually, I'm probably not going to show you that now. If we have time at the end, I'll show you that, and I'll show you where you can learn how to. All that is an extension for Chrome that takes 2 minutes to put on your toolbar. But here's what I want to show you now is how to insert a animated GIF. So I'm going to switch. I'm going to share a new screen. We're going to go back to here. And we're going to head to this site, which is called animatedimages.org. And in the search bar, I'm going to type basketball. Now, this is a free site. So what happens is all these advertisements come up. And you have to scroll down past all the advertisements till you get to here, where it says basketball animated images. And I'm going to click on that. And then when I scroll down, I'll have choices of all kinds of little GIFs that I can insert into my book. And you just scroll past and you decide what you want. Let me do this guy here. So I click on him. And then I'm just going to download. Now they try to trick you to download all these other things, and then it's going to take you to stuff you don't want to. Make sure you click on this download right here. And I'm going to put that in my folder and save. All right. Now when we head back to our PowerPoint, and I'm going to insert a picture, this device, and there's that basketball. I don't know why he's not bouncing, but maybe when I start my slideshow. I'm going to give him an animation. Let me see, I want him to bounce in. All right, and now let's see what happens when I start a slideshow. He bounces in, and then he keeps bouncing. Okay, so there's all different ways that you can animate things. You could have this person float in, and then you can just write your story from here, like anywhere you want. But you get the idea. You can put pictures in, you can put movies in, you can put little GIFs in, and then when you do your transitions, you want it to transition on a mouse clip so that you're turning the page after you've done the reading. Now, what I did for mine is I inserted audio. And if you see up here, you can record audio into your PowerPoint. And when I click on that, all I have to do is click the play button, the start button, read the story that I'm creating, stop it, and then it's inserted right into the book. And you can set that on automatic and it will read automatically. So creating an ebook is so simple. This, if I was in the high school, if I was teaching in the high school, I might even give this as an assignment to high school students to write their own story using a PowerPoint. You could give them the directions on how to do this, and then they could do it on their own. If I had elementary school students, maybe I would put them in groups, give them a starter for each page. What do you like to do best? And they would write jump and then insert a picture of themselves jumping or an animated GIF of somebody jumping so that they could create their own. If I wanted my students to do a journal, You could have them create journals using this kind of thing. So it's a turn the page. They'd write text into their journal, and then it would flip to the next page. They could take videos of themselves and insert them into the PowerPoint, so it would look like they were turning the page and then watching themselves within the journal. So all kinds of ideas you can do with just a simple PowerPoint technology. All right, let's head back. We did this one already. We did this one already. Oh, and the important part about that is at the end, like I talked about before, you're going to save it as a PowerPoint so you can go back and change it anytime you want. But then you also want to save it as a PowerPoint show. And that will give you it so that when you open it up, it turns right into the book. It doesn't look like a PowerPoint that you have to start a PowerPoint. It'll look like a book. So PowerPoint show. Now, if you have a video that's more than 5 seconds long, you might want to learn how to use a green screen. And I'm going to play you this video of how to create green screen videos. So here we go.
Before we start, here are a few tips about working with green screen. First, make sure you're in a well-lit area that doesn't cause excessive shadowing on your green screen. Next, don't wear green. If you wear green, that part of your body is going to become invisible when you put it into the app. And finally, if you want your feet to show up, you're going to have some kind of green underneath your feet. And if you're moving, you might want to purchase a green foam rubber tile to place underneath your feet so that you're safe. All right, let's get started. Let's get started and go on our iPad or iPhone and go to the Do Ink app. When you get to this page, you're going to click on the plus sign at the top and create a new project. My new projects pops up, and then down the bottom is where you're going to begin. You'll see that there are 3 plus signs along the right-hand side, and there is a timeline along the bottom. I'm going to click on the bottom plus sign. This is going to allow me to add in my background picture. I'm going to go to Photos, and then I'm going to go to Recently Added, and there's my background of my virtual gymnasium. So I click it in. So there I have my background image for my virtual classroom. You'll notice that on the timeline, it's going to go for 5 seconds. Anytime you put in a picture, it will be loaded for 5 seconds. All right, let's move on. Our next step is to add a video over top of our background. So go to the plus signs again and click on the middle one, and then go to Video. And I'm going to put in a video that I recently took where I'm going to be sitting in front of a green screen. So when that's done, you'll notice that it comes up very large. So all you have to do is pinch it with 2 fingers until it's the size you want, and then slide it to the place on your background that you'd like it to be. All right, so next we're going to have to get rid of the imperfections in that video. So let's move on. So now we're going to take out the imperfections of that green screen video. There's a rectangle above me on the gym wall that doesn't belong there. And below me, there's a smudge on the gym floor that also doesn't belong there. So what we need to do is we're going to go to the crop symbol down at the bottom. And now I'm going to crop that video by taking my cursor and just bringing down the line so that it's above my head, and it takes out that wall where the green screen didn't cover. All right, let's take a look at that. So now it's gone. That's excellent. But we still have that smudge down there. So let's click on the color wheel down the bottom. And when that comes up, you can see all the spots that have been taken out because they were green, but there's a shadow down at the bottom that's a darker green. So what I could do is I could roll green color wheel until it disappears. But then you notice it's starting to take out some of my sneakers. So I'm going to put it back where it was and show you a different way to get rid of it. I'm going to click on the mask. So I touch on the mask, and now down the bottom you can see that there's an eraser. And I'm going to take that eraser, and now I can just get rid of all of that shadow over there and the shadow down the side. Now, if I were moving, I might not be able to do this, because if you move into that shadowed area, your body's going to all of a sudden disappear at some point in the video. But because I'm sitting still, I can use the eraser. Now look what happens. There I am. The smudge is gone and my picture is all cropped. Let's move on. For my last layer, I've decided I want to add some text. So I'm going to go to the plus sign, the last plus sign, and I'm going to add new text element. I'm going to type in the doink Twitter handle. And save it. And now I'm going to position it above my head. Excellent. So now if you look down at your timeline, you have the 3 layers, but you notice that one layer, the video layer, is longer than the others. So let's look at how we can edit our timeline. So I'm going to edit my timeline now. You'll notice down the bottom there is a wrench and a sound icon. I'm going to tap on the wrench, and when you do, you get options to cut, copy, paste, delete, trim, and split. So I'm going to tap on my background, and now I want to copy that background. I'm going to scroll to where the background ends and then paste it there. Excellent. Now I'm going to go back. I want my text to not start there. I want it to start around 6 seconds. So I'm going to cut it and paste it at 6 seconds. And then get rid of this, cut this one, and paste it to the end of that one. Now you'll notice that they all are a little bit different. So I'm going to slide down to where the background ends. And then I'm going to click on the middle one and trim it. And then I'm going to click on the top one and trim it so that they all end at the same time. And that should be my video. Let's see how it goes.
Today we're going to learn how to put yourself right in your virtual classroom using the Doink green screen app. Let's get started.
It looks perfect. Now, if you wanted to make it so that it wasn't as loud, you could use the toggle to make your video louder or softer. Okay? Now all we need to do is export. I tap on the export button up at the top, and now it exports to your, you can preview it. I'm going to export it to my camera roll. We're all done. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.
So there you have it. The Doink app is it's for iPad. Mine's for iPad. I don't know if they have it for anything else, but it's about a $5 app. And that's another app that I just swear by. I've used it, for all of my green screen videos until I came across the unscreen that is good for making GIFs. All right, let's jump over to Google Classrooms. The last time I presented in the Philippines, we did a virtual classroom, and we used PowerPoint to make it. We're going to take a look. We're not going to go step by step on making a Google Classroom using Google Slides, but we are going to do some tools that you can use when you make your virtual classrooms. I'm going to take you first to my website, and we're going to take a look at what I have for you. Let's see, it's here first. Okay, we did that one. All right. So this is my website, my Literature Enhanced Physical Education website, and it's leapincorporated.com. And when you get here, it'll take you to the home page first. That'll have all my books as well. Being in the Philippines, I cannot sell any of my books in hard copy in the Philippines, so you're better off if you're interested going to my Teacher Pay Teacher site. But if you look up here, this tab here, Teacher Resources, everything in that column is for free. So you might want to come back to the site and just scroll down and take a look at all the stuff there. But we're going to look today at HPE with Hef virtual classrooms. These virtual classrooms, we have one for balance, agility, health-related fitness, and smart setting goals. We have Halloween, personal and social characteristic behaviors, cardiovascular endurance, personal space, general space, concepts of space, components of health-related fitness, the benefits of fitness. This one is energy, balance, and metabolism, physical activity and physical education. Energy is, food is energy. And this bottom right-hand one here, this one, when you click on this one, it has pretty much, it has most of the technology tools that I'm going through today. This one over here is the Do Ink app that I just went over. We have Flipgrid up there. So if you've forgotten how to use them, you can come back here and it'll take you to all the YouTube videos that I've created on instructional videos. Let's take a look. We'll go back to the top here and look at the latest one that I made for balance. I'm going to click on it. Let's see if I have to reshare. No. Okay, so when you come to my virtual classrooms, usually there's a start arrow that tells you where to start, and the children's click on this first. And just like when your students come into your gymnasium, the first thing you do is you give them instructions. So this is where they would learn how to participate in my virtual classroom. I don't know why you can't hear it. Huh. For some reason, the sound's off on that. But anyway, so that's an animoji that I do for each one that shows them how to do the virtual classroom. Then they'll click on one of the brain bites. All right, I don't know what's going on here. And after they watch a brain bite, then they'll start clicking to all the different places.
In this part of our lesson, we're going to learn how to use a focal point to help us balance. Let's get started.
All right, so this is the virtual classrooms. These virtual classrooms that I have for you are both shareable and editable. So if you look down here, see if I can scroll in here. Down here, this shareable link, you would just copy that link and send that out to your students. Or you could take this editable link. And if you copy this editable link and put it in a new tab, then it will come up in a Google slide that you can change. So you can replace my Bitmoji with your Bitmoji. You could create your own Animoji and just keep all the links for yourself. You do have to change the background because the background that I use as my gymnasium has been purchased, and it's only copyrighted for me, copywritten for me. So you'd have to put your own background in. But you can totally just use those for your students if you'd like. So, but we're gonna go back, we're gonna jump next to let's see, how to make an Animoji. All right. So this is another, if you have an iPhone, they're on iPhones and they're only good for newer iPhones to make them. And just a little bit of caution, if you are choosing to do these, I found out very quickly that they take up a ton of storage on your iPhone that you can't delete. So all of a sudden I found that all my storage was taken up on my brand new iPhone, and the only way to get it off was to reset it to factory settings. So if you're going to make these, then I would suggest doing them sparingly. All right, but let's take a look. It's very simple. Making these is very simple and very quick.
Hi, welcome to Tech Bites with Hef. Today I'm going to teach you how to use Animoji to animate your Memoji, like I am right now. Let's get started. The first thing you need to do is to open the Message app. Go ahead and do that now. Okay. Choose a conversation or start a new one. I'm going to start a new one. Now, tap on the camera that is next to the iMessage chat bar, and then choose video. Tap on the star-shaped icon in the bottom left corner. Select the Animoji icon, which looks like a little monkey. Now, slide across to choose an Animoji or a Memoji. I'm going to choose my Memoji, the one I have right here. Your face will pop up over your own face. Now, X out of the menu. You ready? Now you're going to begin your recording. Pretty simple, huh? After you're finished and you stop your recording, you can retake it if it didn't work out so well, or you can send it as a message. It automatically will get saved to your photos, so you can use it to create a video or whatever you would like to do in the future. It's that simple. All right, go off, do it on your own. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.
One thing that I have to mention, though, it says that the Animoji tab looks like a little monkey. The problem with making any kind of technology videos on how to do things is that whenever they update something, things change. So when you try to do this on your own, it doesn't look like that anymore. It looks like, I'll show you here. Lost my cursor. See the little blonde yellow faced icon on the left? That's the icon that is on your phone now instead of the little monkey for the Animoji, to make Animojis. Okay? All right, let's move on. I'm gonna head back here. Screen share. Share. Here. All right. All right, so I created this little virtual classroom for you. If you can look up here at the top right-hand corner, that's the Bitmoji extension. So if you were to go to the three buttons, three little dots on the side here, on the very side, and you go down to More Tools, and that will take you to Extensions. And you want to go over to the top here and go to Open Chrome Web Store. And then you're just going to type in Bitmoji. And when you do that, and you click on this Bitmoji, it will put that little icon up here for you, so that when you're here and you want to add a Bitmoji to your virtual classroom, say I wanted to put in basketball or basketball, and then it would give me all of these Bitmojis, and I could just drop and drag one in. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. It would just drop in there. I don't know why it's doing that. All right, but that's, you can copy and paste them in as well. For some reason, it's not working properly. All right, so here's a virtual classroom. And the next thing I want to show you, how are we doing on time here? A little bit, I guess, is the first, what I like to put movies in first, some kind of cognitive learning. And I found this fabulous thing called Edpuzzle. And what it does, it keeps kids engaged, or you can keep track of their learning and assess them while the movie's going on. So you can make sure that they watch the whole movie and ask questions during it. So I found this, when they click on this video here, it's going to take them to Edpuzzle, and somebody else, this is my video that somebody uploaded to Edpuzzle, and they put their own questions embedded into my video. Watch how cool this is.
Brain bites. The FIT principle. I know the 5 components of fitness: cardiovascular endurance, muscular strength, muscular endurance, flexibility, and body composition.
See, now they stop the video, and up on the right-hand side comes a question. How many components of fitness are there? And they have to click on the answer and submit it. And it tells them whether they got it right or wrong immediately. Then they press continue, and the movie starts again.
And I know I need to overload the body's systems to increase my fitness. But how? It's simple to get fit with the FIT principle. F-I-T-T stands for frequency, intensity, time, and type. Frequency, how often?
And then it stops and has another question. The FIT principle refers to frequency, intensity, time, and touch, true or false, and then they would answer. How brilliant is this website? So if this is my Edpuzzle, and it works kind of like a Google Classroom, right? So you have your classes, and since I'm not teaching, I don't really have any classes, but I can create an assignment for students, and here's my content. So you can shop around, and I'm going to show you these videos now on how you work this site, because I think it's brilliant. Let's go back, down here. And let's take a look.
When you're ready to find a video on Edpuzzle, your search options are endless. If you're looking for a ready-to-go video created by another teacher that already has questions embedded in it, use the Edpuzzle search channel. You can either type your search terms directly into the top search bar, or click on the Edpuzzle channel first and then look for your video. Preview the video to check the questions, then copy it to your content, where you can edit the video further or assign it directly to your class. So what about YouTube? To find safe educational videos, just click on YouTube under our popular channels and search away. You can also simply copy and paste the link of a YouTube video into our search bar to edit it directly. Some of our other most popular channels include TED Talks, National Geographic, Crash Course, and Khan Academy, so you can search their libraries of content exclusively. What if you want to explore the content from the other teachers at your school? All you need to do is click on your school channel, where you'll be able to see all the videos your coworkers have created. Finally, once you have started to build up your own library of content, you can browse your own videos by clicking on My Content. Stay tuned to our YouTube channel to find more tutorials on how to edit your video.
All right, so that's how you use that. And we're running out of time here, so I'm gonna move on a little bit. So you can explore that on your own a little bit more. Here's a couple of other websites for creating content for your virtual classrooms. Let's just go back to our virtual classroom and check them out. So here's the first, it's called Wheel of Fortune. And when you click on it, it'll take you to this page, and your students would, in the virtual classroom, just tap on it. Oh, it's not spinning on your screen, is it? I'm noticing. Oh wait, I didn't share. Hang on, I gotta do a new share. Made it through almost the entire presentation without forgetting to share. All right, so here's how that works. Here's my virtual classroom. I click on the Wheel of Fortune and it takes them to this page. And here's I created this wheel with yoga poses, and they would just tap, your students tap on it. It spins, you can tap on it again and it will stop. And then the students can do that pose, all right? And then you can put remove and it will remove that pose from the wheel. Pretty cool. Over here is a word search. And this site is called Educandy. And you can create word search, hangman, anagrams, and all kinds of other English language arts types of activities. So if I went to this word search and I wanted to play the word search, when you create these, you make the list of words, and then when your students get here, they look for some of the words, and up here I found manners, and they would just drag and find the words. All right, so that's another really neat tool. And finally over here is a Jamboard. Jamboard you can find, to find your Jamboard, you just have to go to your Google Apps, and that you can find it there. And so I created this Jamboard, vote for your favorite exercise, and all the students need to do is come over here to the sticky note and click on a sticky note. They're gonna write, my favorite activity is volleyball, and then save it. And then they can just move it wherever they want to on the page. So there's all different kinds of things you can do with this interactive whiteboard. All right. I see that we're pretty much out of time, and I want to save time for some questions. I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint and just point out a few things that we're probably not going to have time for. I did want to show you this here. I know that last time I was talking with the Philippines, you talked a lot that you use Facebook more than Twitter, but I can't tell you enough how important I think Twitter is to professional development. What we have here on the right-hand side is who you should follow on Twitter.
Why did it do that? Hang on. Let's just go through. We went through all that. Oh, my bad. Hang on. Okay. It keeps doing that. All right, so right here on the right-hand side, all of these people are really great educators. And so if you're on Twitter, you can follow all those people and learn amazing stuff from each and every one of them. Okay. Sports U, if you're a coach, I can't rave enough about this app. It's a team management app. It has a calendar, it has chat, media. You can put documents in it, send your students your players notification. It's entirely free. All right, so we made it through everything, even though I just went quickly through the last ones. Here's my contact information again, if you want to take a screenshot of it. And please feel free to contact me at any time through any of these tools, and I'll give you a hand on anything you need.
All right. Are you still there? Nandiyan pa po ba ang ating mga friends? No, nandito. Kita ko naman sa Zoom. We still have our some of our members here, no? And of course sa ating YouTube, kitang-kita rin na dumami ang ating mga kasama for this afternoon. Wow, amazing, no? Lynn is one of our plenary speaker during the previous conference. And it's truly amazing to know, no, that there are a lot of technology tools aside from the usual tools that we are already using na pwede nating i-integrate. And I'm keep on chatting also here sa Zoom sa ating mga kasama dito, and some of them really attended the conference already and they made to apply already, especially yung paggamit ng Edpuzzle, no? And it's very helpful. And isa sa mga bagay na pwede nating ma-realize dito na isipin din natin, not naman forever na old school tayo. Things are evolving every single day. We can see then and we can really sense, no, na whatever we have right now might be something upgraded tomorrow, right? Kaya ang challenge ko sa atin mga kapwa ko PE teacher is that we just adapting and embracing these changes and try to do a check and balance. But of course, hindi ko tinatanggal yung factor that sometimes despite our willingness to adopt and use these innovations na na-explore natin, still may mga restrictions, no, pa rin tayong nararanasan, lalo na sa ating eskwelahan, kung ano yung capable yung school, yun ang ating sinusunod. But yun nga sinasabi ko, hindi yan forever ganyan. Therefore, itong mga technology na pwede nating adopt in our respective classes, no, sa PE classes natin, is something that we can start, no, na ma-embrace unti-unti. Baka pwede nating ilagay sa isang part ng lesson, then the usual pa rin yung iba, until such time na capable na rin or masusupport na rin ang tayo ng school when it comes to, syempre, kailangan ng devices, internet connection, right? Mabilis na connection. So there are a lot of things. Therefore, the biggest encouragement that I can give to you is that just continue learning these things. Itong nakikita natin, we can use Edpuzzle, no? Meron din tayo is that yung paggamit ng PowerPoint, no? And how can we make it MP4 and just post it via YouTube? And I know na itong natutunan natin, although this around a year na, no, ay may innovations na to or may improvement. Kaya we can also explore, and who knows, no, baka yung mga inyo ring na-explore ay something that you can also share here in onephised.ph. Kaya naman po, I'm very thankful and honor, no, na kayo ay naging kabahagi ng ating episode para sa hapon na ito. Salamat sa patuloy ninyong pagtutok, sa patuloy ninyong pagsama ito sa ating Saturday tambayan, ang onephised.ph. But of course, bago po tayo maghiwa-hiwalay para sa hapon na to, remind ko lang kayo, no, shout out and super thank you sa ating estudyante pa lang, no, isa sa ating mga masugid din na taga-subaybay, Ira Cobernay from Philippine Normal University. She's the current president of the student organization nila for PE majors, no. She made it possible to help that she as young as her, no, na itong nasa around the 20 early 20s pa lang siguro siya or 19, no, tumutulong na po siya sa onefised.ph. Kaya super thank you, Ira, and that's a good investment that you can do to yourself. And that's why mamaya po when we give the link, yes, hindi ko ipapangako pero as much as possible, ang alam ko, mabilis nyo lang makukuha ang inyong mga certificate of attendance, right? And again iipunin po natin mga certificate natin kasi sometimes meron po tayong mga pa-contest if you are really masugid na taga-subaybay ng onefised.ph. So ano pang meron sa hapon na to? Bago ko po tapusin, I just want to give an idea what will be happening sa ating conference. All right, our conference, once again, for those who are here, will be happening this coming December 4, 11, and 18, 2021. Ang ating conference po ay maghapon, but of course, hindi ko naman po sinasabi na of course kayo ay maghapon na nandun, but all of the sessions will be recorded because we want you also na marbisita kung ano man yung possible nyong ma-miss na session. Tama po kayo, ang ating conference ay maghapon ng 4, 11, and 18. And marami po kasi siyang part. And we want to assure na in every plenary session that you will be attending, there will be a significant output that you can produce. Diba? That's learning. Talagang dapat meron tayong evidence of learning. So yun. And of course, dahil dyan, gusto rin natin pasalamatan yung marami nating mga kaibigan in different organizations who will be part of this conference. And let me just share to you na ang Decathlon, Nutravad, Roundnet Philippines, IOHSK, thank you, no, shout out Professor Hosong, and ang Outdoor Adventure Education of the Philippines, IAPES, SLIC, Autism Can Do Group, and ifised.com, abangan yan. Kasi yung assessment, pag ifised.com, napakagaling talaga niya ni Sir Nathan Horn, no? They will be part of this conference. Amazing conference na pinaghanda ng onefised.ph admin team so that we can further help our community. And let me just share to you what will be the content of the conference. Although medyo maliit po siya, but I just want to share with you that for day 1, we have already, siguro pinaka-summary na lang, we have Mr. Artie Camilla. Mr. Artie Camilla is called as the godfather of modern physical education because of the work he did. No, he's from NC Shape, North Carolina rin siya. Ka-state din ni Lynn Heffley. And of course, meron po tayo dito from Professor Rajesh Kumar, no? Si Dr. Porto will be with us. And the good thing, in the afternoon, okay, aside sa ating mga keynote speaker na si Professor Rajesh Kumar and of course ang ating kaibigan po na si Dr. Jerome Porto, no? Sa hapon naman, because sabi ko nga sa inyo, iba pa rin talaga pag certified, 'di ba? Iba pa rin talaga kapag kayo ay may certification, no? That's why talagang itong mga teachers na to, hindi man po sila sa PE, ay sila po yung naging mga mentor ko din. Sila rin yung mga makakatulong sa atin in order for us to go into a track of certification for Google, Microsoft, and yung iba pa po like CISO and Apple or Flipgrid. No? Maganda pa rin na meron tayong mga certification courses. Therefore, sa day 1 pa lang, bubusugin na natin kayo ng mga sessions to guide you to the track of being certified on Google 1 or 2 or let's say Google Innovator, mga ganyan. And of course, sa Microsoft din. Although, 1.5 hour lang yung sessions nila, but ang goal nun is to give you an idea na possible pala siya so that the next will be possible course na talaga for you or a workshop na para i-guide kayo para mas makuha or maipasa niyo yung mga certification. And for day 2, no, syempre, our practice should be scientific based. That's why, sabi ko nga kanina, when we begin, Professor Rizaldi Ofelenia, who's my classmate when I'm in college, no, from Far Eastern University, will deliver, a session that will enlighten us with the culture of research here in the Philippines in our profession for PE. And to be followed by, of course, Professor Ayan Sharji from India, which will be a session a track on how can we publish the paper na na-produce natin. Sayang naman kasi kung di ma-publish, di ba? So siya ang mag-guide sa atin. Nung ina-explain nyo sa amin, grabe, ito pala yung proseso. And we want to share that concept din sa inyo. And of course, meron po tayong paper presentation, kaya open ang ating abstract submission. Open pa po siya hanggang November 5, next Saturday. Kaya kung may mga paper kayo na nagawa recently, submit na po tayo ng abstract. Nasa onefised.ph Facebook page po ang detalye niyan. And in the afternoon, syempre, hindi natin kakalimutan yung adapted PE, no? Syempre, sa may mga special condition natin na mga possible students, dapat meron din tayong speaker to be delivered, of course, by Dr. David Jeslak. And meron din tayo emerging activities in PE like esports, right? And outdoor adventure or recreational activities. Then sa ating day 3 naman po, this is also exciting dahil napakadami. Meron tayong mga speaker from different organization din. Meron tayo meron din po pala tayo for wellness, no? How can we meaningfully integrate mental health sa ating klase bilang mga PE teachers bukod pa sa pagtuturo ng PE. And of course, Dr. G. Wilson Santos, the founder of IAPES, will be talking about synergy in the community of PE. No? Also, meron tayo ito, isa sa pinakagusto natin kasi we are used to the kind of assessment we are doing. But Nathan Horn, no, all the way from Canada will be with us. No? And of course, syempre, ito yung isa sa mga talagang highlight. We need to revisit the curriculum we are using, and we have some of the experts or curriculum writers who will be with us para mas maipaintindi sa atin na ito yung direksyon ng curriculum para hindi po tayo magbigyan tayo ng linaw sa kanya-kanya mga ginagawa nating practice na may align sa pinaka-basehan kung bakit tayo nagkakandak ng PE class, which is the DepEd K-12 PE curriculum. Pwede natin basahin, pero mas maganda i-discuss ng mga experts natin. And of course, ayun po, isa sa mga exciting part din po nito is of course yung ating mga raffle. At the same time, meron din tayong first ever onefised.ph awards. We'll be awarding onefised.ph Teacher of the Year. Yan po, abangan po natin yung ating mga announcement dyan. That's why, again, as early as now, we are inviting you to register sa ating conference, December 4, 11, and 18, 2021, and avail the early bird registration habang maaga po. All details about the conference will be available. Is there already available via Facebook page? Kaya again, we want you to be part of this initiative of this conference, hoping that you will be there. All right, no? And tinitingnan ko yung ating chat box and hoping no na kayo ay natuto sa ating session or episode for this afternoon, and looking forward na ito ay ma-share nyo syempre sa inyong mga ginagawang mga lessons, sa inyong mga ginagawa na activities. And I think sa hapon na ito, with all the things that we learn, one thing is certain, no? We cannot stay where we are right now. We just need to grow where we are and try to get all the experiences we have right now to be a better PE teacher tomorrow and in the coming future. Because through that, we can raise healthy and fit citizens. Kaya mahalaga ang trabaho natin bilang mga PE teachers. Again, muli, this is Coach JR of onefised.ph together with the team. No, we'd like to invite you once again next Saturday for the next episode. And always remember, let's break the limits and let's go beyond. Magandang hapon po. I'll be sharing now the link for the certificate. Okay, but before that, let me just play this while you're waiting.
Good day everyone, my name is Coach Vic and I am from RoundNet Philippines. And in behalf of our organization, we would like to show our gratitude to everyone who's been part of our growing community. I am very excited to announce that today we give you 10% off when you visit spikeball.com website today. So go and visit the website, select your items to add to your cart, your sets, balls, shirts, merchandise, and many more. So don't forget to type in the promo code Coach Vic when you check out. So again, what are you waiting for? Go to spikeball.com today, get your set, and enjoy a 10% discount. So hope to play with you soon. Join the movement and spike on.
Join the movement and spike on!
Alright, have a great Saturday. Mag-ingat po ang lahat. God bless.